messages about angelic guidance and like spirit guides, ancestors, angels, all of that information. So basically the message is about basically how we all basically we all get guidance just in a different way. Okay, it says, sorry y'all, understanding angelic connection is paired to your conscious understanding. So your angelic connection is connected to your conscious understanding, how high you're vibrating, how low you're vibrating, what dimensions you choose to live in, what dimensions you choose to perceive or bring into this dimension. Okay, that is actually, you can do something of that nature. That's a form of manifestation. When you manifest, usually you manifest in another dimension, whereas you're seeing an envisionment of what the fuck you want to do, or your dreams, or whatever this is, kind of ties back to the other thing, and then you bring it into this dimension. Okay, I'm also getting something about pulling dreams, pulling ideas. A lot of these ideas that we get, it's either from inception or you pulled it from a different dimension. Okay, 44. All right, we have you are not crazy. Okay, and then we have childhood memories. Okay. So I'm definitely getting that. I don't know which one these are. I guess these are the mental health telepathy. I was not trying to pull these, but I'm being told to pull these. So danger to others. Alright. I'm also getting maybe a significant way that you may communicate, or say for instance you see someone communicating with their guides, or like they're communicating with the divine in a very strange way or in a different way than you. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. That just means that the divine they have a different way of communicating with this person, because maybe they're higher vibrating, they're lower vibrating, or they're in a different type of dimension state. Okay, when I mention dimensions, in some dimensions you have a dimension where there's nothing but demons. Okay, hell. We have a dimension where there's nothing but angels, heaven. We have a dimension where there is nothing but humans, earth. Okay, or earth has like multiple different things. Okay, you have a dimension where there are aliens, where there are supernatural beings. Okay, it's so many different dimensions, and these dimensions are actually where the chakras and the conscious levels are pulled from. Okay, so yeah, we have the devil here. We have seizures and anxiety. So a lot of you guys could be dealing with anxiety, okay? Or a lot of you guys, you know that the divine is trying to communicate with you when you start to feel anxious. So say for instance, you're doing the reading and you start to feel like kind of like anxious or something. That's because the divine is around you, okay? Or you may start to feel anxious just out of nowhere. You may have like some type of social anxiety. It's because you can feel the energy around you, okay? We have, so Luciferian blood is here. Overall energies for this reading. All right, we have nympho. Okay, then we have vessel. We have bipolar 1, mad scientist, dyslexia, angel. Okay, and dissociative amnesia. So I guess these are supposed to help you guys. So with the dyslexia, this is like the ability to read in differently, okay, than other people can. Don't they read like in reverse? I'm also getting like for some of you, you're like your guides actually communicate with you when you're reading. Like the things that you read, they're actually being led to you by your guides. Okay, for some of you, your guides communicate with you through scientist or science. Okay, so you may be obsessed with some type of philosophy, some type of person, scientist, whatever. It's because this person is your guide. Okay, we also have the bipolar 1 thing. This could be like your angels, your guides communicating with you through emotion, through what you feel. This is usually mediumship with this bipolar 1. The reason why I'm correlating mental health and your spiritual gifts is because a lot of times there's words, like I said previously, English diction, that's put on to an energy because they don't know how to basically take it, or they don't know what else to call it, and they don't, a lot of times it's like in the world, this mad scientist and the dyslexia, like I said, this is that reverse psychology type of energy. They make everything very bland, right? So say for instance, when you look up the symptoms of schizophrenia and borderline personality disorder, or things of that nature, God complex, things of this nature, whereas they're basically explaining in a scientific term, whereas like the ability to be schizophrenic is when you're hearing voices, when you're thinking like you have some type of special connection with the divine. Why would someone include that in a mental illness, right? Does that not make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? So it's like you want us to believe in the Bible, but at the same time, you're telling us that us connecting with our angelic realm is demonic. I don't know, I'm just saying. Okay, then we have the vessel, and then we have the nympho. The nympho is sex, someone likes sex. This is a mental disorder. That is a mental disorder. Okay, so we have dissociative amnesia, and then rapist, no emotions. So this is also so someone can take you of your energy here, okay? Because if you're not aware that something that you're doing is of a gift, then you're going to give your energy away, or you're going to be sedated, meaning you're going to go to the hospital, you're going to think that you're hearing voices. A lot of you are clairaudient, okay? You're going to think that you're hearing voices, you're going to think that you're crazy. That's why this devil card is here. The devil and the 5 of swords is usually I was literally told this last night, like the devil and the 5 of swords is some type of mental illness, whereas this is like in depth. This is schizophrenia, or this is like psychopathy. How the fuck do you say it? Or sociopath. Okay, let's clarify this. What's the devil and the 5 of swords? Yeah, PTSD, ADHD, and then jealous parent. So for a lot of you guys as well, your parents growing up, they blocked your energy because of like hatred or jealousy, because a lot of the gifts are being given to like the grandchildren, the children of the family. Okay, so there's that. But we have dramatized, mentally incapable, and child psychopath. So with the jail here and the dramatized, this is almost like someone telling you like, oh, what you're feeling, like if you like in a scientific standpoint, this is another way to put people into jail or to private prisons by tricking them. So they could be like, oh, you're not seeing that, you're not seeing God, you didn't meet God, you didn't see this in your vision, you didn't hear that, you're crazy. It's traumatized. Okay, but we have child psychopath, and then anxiety disorder, and then we have is in danger, 444, and then we have look deeper. Okay, I'm also getting a situation whereas we're not going to get to child psychopath because it's not going to be for most of you. Clarify this energy. We have spiritualist. Yeah. What's the child psychopath? Danger to others. I'm also getting like, say for instance, you have like a whole bunch of gifts and shit, and you can actually regulate them. And say for instance, like me. If I was not spiritual, meaning like if I didn't understand like spiritual context, spirits, discernment, I'm almost 110% sure I will be labeled as like something else. Like this could be like, I could just be labeled as something else. Whereas like with this danger to others, like, oh, you're leading people to the wrong information, or you're corrupting people, or that's a psychopath, or you're a sociopath, or you're schizophrenic, or something like that. However, because I can discern energy, I know what I'm doing. Okay, we have sedation needed. So say for instance, you have a lot of gifts that may seem wild to other people. They're gonna be just ready for people to label you once you open your gifts and you tap into whatever energies. So this is like the first thing. This is probably why we tap into that fear shit first, and then we have God. Yeah, I'm also getting someone is afraid of God. Like someone is afraid of God, like meaning like whoever makes the rules, they're afraid of like God, like, because they don't believe in God, so they never seen him. This is like, yeah, this is that child psychopath, the sedation eating the God. This reminds me of the movie yesterday when I told you I went to go see Halloween. Sometimes I just be needing like therapeutic time, so like I went by myself because like, I don't know, like I guess it's because I don't know, I just be like doing stuff by myself sometimes because it's so much better, because sometimes when you by yourself you don't have other people's energies to like bring you down, or you don't gotta worry about them or whatever. So the whole time there was this man in the video, and like I don't know, it was like there was this man in the movie, and I don't know why, like I never seen the movie, it just came out yesterday, and he just made me so irritated, because it's like it was just so dumb. Like I told you guys about it. So he got up, and they're all like at this fucking talent show, right? And he gets up and he tells a story about Michael Myers or whatever, and basically how he met him, and he's a survivor, but something about his story just did not seem right. Like something about his story just like, it seemed like, I don't know. Then even when they play like the flashbacks to that day, like to like, I think it was like the very first horror movie, either he didn't really see him, or like he literally seen a projection of him. Like this is what that PTSD is. This is like, you guys know how like sometimes when you like your mind can imagine something before it's actually there. I can't explain it, but it's almost as if like this is a deep ass message. This is like bringing an energy from another dimension into this dimension because of fear. So because before he even seen him, right, there was this guy who accepted the idea of him. He gave him this whole description of what he looked like. Okay. And so what I'm guessing is he was so afraid that he just like, I think like he ended up falling or something, and I can't explain it. It goes really deep, and I don't feel like getting too deep, because like the more I like tap into like my third eye and shit makes me real hot. But he didn't really see him. He seen like a projection of him, or he seen like fear, which is of the devil. He seen like the devil, like he seen the reflection. I can't explain it. You guys, if you get it, you get it. You don't, right? So that's that PTSD and the ADHD and the traumatized. Okay. I'm also getting a situation where it's like, I don't want to go like too crazy, but I'm kind of getting a situation where it's like somebody saying they seen something, they was a witness to something. Like this is like someone saying like, yeah, I was a prophet, I did this shit. They're writing something. They never seen this nigga in their life. Like they ain't never seen God. Like they ain't never talked to him. He ain't even told them to write that shit. Like I'm getting something like this. And then there's gonna be like a situation where there's that, because remember I told y'all, so I was so irritated. Let me finish the story. So I was so irritated because I'm like, what the fuck is his, like he like, I don't know, it's like it seemed like he was trying to get clout off that nigga name, like because he knew that nigga and woo woo woo. Mind you, everybody's trying to get clout off this nigga, like that's why the God card came out. That's a God complex. And even like the people, it was like this gay couple, and they had ended up living in this nigga's house, like, and he just kept saying like, do you know whose house this is? Like, I don't know, it was just real weird. So the boy that I told y'all, he was like real irritating. Like it just seemed like he was a liar for some reason, or he was making some shit up, or he didn't seem the way that he was trying to portray. So he basically gathering up, this is what pissed me the fuck off. So he basically gathering up all the people. He like, yeah, we finna get this nigga, like, you know what I'm saying, we finna kill him. Everybody know you not gonna kill Michael Myers. Everybody know that. Like, this nigga big as fuck, first of all. Second of all, he don't die. Bitch, if the police can't get him, what make you think that you could get him? Anyways, I was ready for him to kill this nigga just dead. So boom, they're so dumb. He don't even know what this man looked like. He talking about, I seen this nigga. He don't even know. He never seen this nigga in his life. So they get in their car. Mind you, this is psychology, nigga. This is psychology. They get in their car, and this man, he's like a doctor or something, right? Mind you, I'm peeping game on everything in the movie, right? Because slasher films and all that shit, whenever they make, like, you guys know how they made, like Rob Zombie, he made another version of Halloween, which is basically a depiction of how he turned into that way. People don't want to hear that shit. because they don't want to make excuses. But anyways, so I noticed that the doctor, he's not trained at all. He doesn't know how to shoot a gun. He doesn't know how to do anything, but he makes all this money. So it's like, that just shows you, like, the people who you have your fucking life in their hands, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Not to mention, like, he didn't know, like, I would think that if you were dealing with like life and death every day, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you will know how to like shoot a gun, protect yourself, and none of that shit. He know how to do none of that shit. So I'm just peeping game on that shit. So anyways, so this girl gets in the car or whatever, and she says, oh my God, Michael, he's in the back seat. So this nigga really thinks, and I thought this was so fucking funny. Like, this nigga really thought like he was in the car, and I guess they're like, yeah, that's him. So he gets everybody, right? And mind you, the weapon that he uses to try to like get this nigga is a black man's weapon, right? It's a whole nother nigga weapon. And I don't know why, for some reason, when I was thinking about that, like, you know, like, say for instance, somebody kills somebody and they use another nigga weapon, you gonna blame that shit on me? I don't know, it was just deep. So he, mind you, it wasn't Michael Myers, duh, because that nigga would have killed him like off the rip. Like, that nigga would have, like, what? This nigga dumb. Like, he would have been killed his ass, like, off the, like, everybody know that, like, would have smashed, like, everybody knew that. Like, that's why I was so confused. Like, y'all know this nigga for real. Y'all know this nigga is violent. I don't even know, like, why he thought, because when he confronted whoever the person was in the car who they thought was him, everybody knew. He hit the car and everything with a bat. That nigga didn't kill him. Yeah. So then he had left, and he like, yeah, he like real happy about this shit too. He like, yeah, we got this nigga, we finna go get this nigga. So they gathering the whole motherfucking city, bitch. And so the law come in, and he ended up being black, right? He like, what y'all talking about? This is like, you know what I'm saying? This what the law supposed to do. We supposed to be doing this shit. Mind you, this nigga ain't burnt in the house, got out the house, girl, killed all the firefighters, every single one. It's like 10 people. Like, so you really think he wasn't gonna kill you? And it was so ironic because he was the last person at the end. This nigga kept trying to gang up on him. When they finally seen him, they tried to take off that nigga mask, meaning like they tried to unmask this nigga as if like he was insecure or some shit, like as if he was pretending on some shit. But they was pretending the whole time, because ain't no way in hell you was gonna beat that nigga up like at all, or you was never gonna win against this nigga like in the first place. I don't know where I'm getting with this story, but maybe you guys, maybe y'all will understand. So they thought like, oh, we finna unmask this nigga, we finna do this to this nigga, we finna like bring this nigga down. The nigga put his mask right the fuck back on and killed the fuck out that nigga. Like, I was ready the whole show for them to kill this nigga, like, cause he was like, you can tell. And then, not to mention, like, he like, nah, that's Michael. And mind y'all know the bitch Lori, his real sister, she like, girl, that's not him. Like, everybody like, girl, that's not him. So this man that they supposedly chasing gonna commit suicide. Basically, more of the motherfucking story is, that's how life is. Like, they'll make you think that it's something that it's not, and then you fuck around, die, commit suicide, go to jail, and then all of a sudden it was some totally different shit. More story is, what I'm saying is, somebody's like, they're portraying as if they've seen something, they've experienced something, they ain't never seen the shit before. So when they see the shit before, it scares them. All right, and then they try to push that fear out on you, but that's what they gonna try to do. So that's really what that is. I don't know what the fuck that got to do anything, but these are your parents. All right, like, these are also the older generations. Yeah, we have child, and then parallel universe, and then hearing voices. I'm also getting like, some of y'all can hear, like, I'm not even getting into that. And then we have autism. Okay, that's it, because I don't even know why y'all told me to pull these fucking cards. And then we got 33 out-of-body experience. All right, they also include out-of-body experiences as like a sign of like psychosis and all that other shit. We already know that. All right, I'm pull one from here, and then, I mean, I feel like we got the message out pretty much. Like, everything needs to be said was said. We could pull some of these. We have demonologist. I said I was only gonna pull one, in child pornography. Now, I don't know how none of these be having nothing to go together. And identity theft and legend. I'm gonna put one more from the beginning. And scared of a dirty family secret will be exposed. I'm getting this is about the masses. Then we have NASA scientists. They fucking lying. That's what I said. These scientists, they lying. Like everybody lying. Also, Area 51. We can only know what's in that bitch. 5 + 1 = 6. So it's a lot of gifted shit in there. A lot of gifted kids. You don't even know they could be having kids in there. Shit. We have psychic, and then we have hierophant. We have dark sciences, and then we have. Yeah, so that's good. And then we're gonna pull some of these, see what's going down. Let's clarify this. What's the devil and the 5 of swords? So just so we can see what this is. Yeah, the star. Like I said, this is all about science. This is how they get paid, by making up lies and shit. Yeah, somebody wants your genetics. Okay, so it's almost a situation where y'all know how like somebody tell you like, nah, that's not true, that's not real, and then they'll fuck around, go home and look it up, or they fuck around, go home and try it out there themselves. This is their energy. Yeah, we have 6 of swords, so divine intervention or just guidance. Okay, so you guys are going to be led out of a lot of deceptive situations because of you have guidance. All right, we have the 8 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, the Page of Swords, and then the 4 of Pentacles. So this is all the way about the way you perceive and fear. Fear and the way you perceive your gifts is the way it's like this is hand in hand, and if they elevate or if they don't. Ace of Cups. All right, this is also about intuition, things of that nature. Water. you have to drink water. Okay, we have 3 of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and then the 4 of Pentacles. I mean the 4 of fours. 4, 4, 4. All right, one more, and then we have the 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. All right, so that's pretty much it. We could pull one card. Overall energies, belonging, there it is. So, and then vision. So yeah, so you all belong in like that real, y'all healers or seers or some shit. All right, it's a different group that you guys belong in, whatever.